What is going on, Lake fans? Thank you very much for being a part of the show. I need to make one adjustment here. Sorry, I'm doing it on the fly. I forgot to do it. All right, sometimes you forget. Okay, can't win them all, guys. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Lakers over the Blazers, 116 to 110. I still had the Suns score up from a couple days ago. Obviously, that's not the case. Appreciate you guys taking some time here, joining the post-game show. Definitely probably closer than it needed to be. Definitely an interesting game. Definitely moments where you didn't feel all that comfortable. But I got to be honest with you guys. At the end of the day, Lakers just trying to get a W. And as long as they can get a win, you just kind of take it, you move on. Obviously, no LeBron James tonight. We're going to get into it. I got a lot of stuff, actually, I want to get into. I thought there was a lot of good storylines in the game. Lakers 4-0 at home. 6 guys scoring double figures. Lakers couldn't hit a 3 if their life depended on it, but points in the paint, they were fantastic. Kind of interesting to watch the Lakers without LeBron in the lineup. I know that sounds a little odd, but I have curiosity with the team. I think it's actually beneficial for them when they could play games without Bron and figure out how to not just depend on him. I think that's helpful for later on in the season. So I don't think that's a bad thing. So I'll spend a little time on that as well. Plus, the schedule coming up for the Lakers. Opportunity for the Lakers to feast a little bit here. A couple stats I want to point out. I'll get into the comments, and then we'll get into the actual game. So shooting, Lakers were 4 of 19 from the three-point line. They won that game against the Phoenix Suns on Friday night, and they shot 44%, I want to say, from the three-point line. So obviously they were great in the game on Friday night. But coming into that game, they had the worst three-point shooting percentage in the entire NBA. So tonight's not going to help them. They shot 21% from 3. But look at the difference here. Couple of reasons why the Lakers won the game. Lakers took 37 free throws to just 9 for the Portland Trailblazers. Lakers shot 81% of their free throws, much better in the second half. Actually started hitting their free throws. Portland only took 9 free throws, so that's a huge difference in the game. Portland's young. They got a lot of guys that they're, they're in complete rebuild mode. So they had 16 turnovers, which isn't too big of a surprise. 9 turnovers for the Lakers. Points in the paint. Lakers were plus 20 there, and that's really why you ended up winning this game. So those were a couple of things to point out from a team perspective. But that if you're going to shoot 21% from the three-point line, there better be other areas of the game that you dominate in. And the free throw line they dominated in, points in the paint they dominated in. So that's how the Lakers obviously ended up getting the W, doing it without LeBron James. Kind of crazy. I was doing the pregame show earlier, and there was a little bit of the conversation was Portland is rebuilding. Scoot Henderson's not playing. Anthony Simons is out, I think, for a total of 6 weeks, and I think he's already been out for a couple of weeks now. Robert Williams III, who they got as part of that trade with Drew Holiday to the Boston Celtics after he got traded from Milwaukee. But Robert Williams III out for the entire year. Scoot Henderson, the young player, that they have all these guys that are out right now. So Malcolm Brogdon, another player that's out. So I kept doing this in the pregame show. I kept kind of cautioning, like, don't let the Blazers hang around. Because if they hang around, you never know what can happen. And the Lakers had a really nice third quarter. They were down by 1 at halftime. They had a nice third quarter, and they kind of found a way to start separating themselves. So they go into the fourth quarter up 11. That's exactly what you were looking for. Have a double-digit lead. Start taking the confidence out of the Portland Trailblazers, and let's wrap this thing up. Fourth quarter starts. Portland goes on a run. And next thing you know, I think, what was their run? At one point, I know they went on Lakers went on a run, and then Portland went on a run. I want to say 12-0, something like that. But Portland's right in the game, and then it was kind of back and forth, and the Lakers, end up figuring it out. But that's the one thing you do worry about. Dan Weike, I was talking to a little bit earlier. He writes for the LA Times, covers the Lakers, and that was one of his things where he's like, yeah, you just don't want to underestimate a team like this. When I was doing the pregame show with Michael, yeah, just don't underestimate a team like this. And I don't know if the Lakers underestimated them or they just had, a number of guys that are not accustomed to playing without LeBron James. And I think that has something to do with it. But, give Portland credit. Portland played tough. Portland played hard. Portland played for 48 minutes, and Lakers, eventually pulled away and got the win, but it wasn't easy. And it seems like every game that the Lakers play this year, none of them are easy. Every one of them you got to earn. Every one of them, it seems like they got to come back from. And I don't know if that's just the NBA and the Western Conference or it's just the Lakers playing with their food a little bit. But they certainly, I don't want to say they, got away with one. It's just you didn't want to see it this close coming out towards the end, especially without Bron. So something to keep in mind for the Lakers. Okay, there's a lot to talk about as far as the individual players. There's a lot to get into. Austin Reeves I can get into. AD I can get into. Hachimura I can get into. Cam Reddish, 2 games in a row where he's been great. D'Lo with an 11 and 11. I like to see that. I like his facilitating, not as much as offense from a shooting perspective. There's a lot I can get to there, which I'm going to in just a second here. But I want to read some of your guys' comments first, and then we can get into it. All right, let's get into some of these comments here. Let's see what everybody's got here. See what the hell everybody is talking about. Let's see what we got here. Okay, first one is right jab, left jab, hook, uppercut, Sliwa. So I just want to be a little bit more strategic that we're not beating an awful Blazers team, and I'm coming in with a right jab, left jab, hook, uppercut, Sliwa. Because then what happens when it's actually a good team? What the hell do I have left here? Do I become a kickboxer here? Okay, let's keep going here. Take your rest, King. That's going to be, we'll get into that in a little bit. LeBron James not playing tonight, I think is a strategic move, and he should not have played tonight, and I'll get into that. I'll tell you this. And let me do that a little bit later because I think there's a lot of other topics that we can get into in here in just a second. 4-0 at home. Let's go Lakers. Now you just got to improve the your road wins. Yeah, your road games you got to improve. Wesley, no. I do pre from the arena and then eventually I work my way home. See what we got here. Lakers win. Flippers 0-5, and it can't get any better. You guys want me to do some Clippers conversation? I'll do that later, too. That's pretty crazy how that team is just absolutely falling apart. Was a little nervous there in the fourth when they pulled it to 1, not going to lie. You should be. Listen, this Lakers team, I think we're all still kind of trying to figure out who they are, what their capability is, what some of their role players their ability and how consistent that they can be. So if you're in a 1-point game in the fourth quarter against the Portland Trailblazers, trust me, anybody that's talking Lakers basketball, I'm talking Lakers basketball right now. I'll be talking Lakers basketball tomorrow morning when I'm doing my radio show. I'll be talking Lakers basketball tomorrow night when I'm doing Lakers talk. Anyone who's watching Lakers right now is still kind of trying to figure out what all these pieces are, how they all fit, what the ceiling is, what the floor is. So I don't blame you for being nervous there. All right, let's see what we got here. Why can't we defend? Defending the three, I will tell you this. Portland was hitting a lot of shots. Give them credit, they were hitting shots. But the Lakers do have a little bit of an inability. It almost feels like they're always a half step slow when that ball is moving. To be honest with you, is one of the most beautiful things about basketball is when that ball is moving. What up, Slee? What up, brother? What up, brother? Thank you for being a part of the show. Okay, I want to talk about these individual players here for a quick second. So 6 guys in double figures. I told you guys this a little bit earlier. I said that I was excited to watch tonight's game. We found out a few hours before the game that Bron's not going to play. And for me, that's different. That's a big difference with this roster and these players, which I think the Lakers got a lot of talent, a lot of wing players, a lot of guys that can make a difference, can play their role. I was excited to watch this game because I said, all right, well, without Bron, let's see how these guys play. How much can they play where they don't look at this, okay, well, there's LeBron, one of the greatest to ever do it. Bail us out. Well, you don't have that option tonight. Now, your bailout option is really Anthony Davis. Now, AD's the one that you're saying, okay, is AD going to take 20 shots tonight? Check. Is AD going to get to the free throw line more than 10 times? Check. Is AD going to have 30 plus 13 plus 6 plus 3 blocks? Check, check, and check. So now Anthony Davis becomes the player where, hey, we need a bucket. Let's go to AD. AD, get in the block. We're all going to look for you. Darvin Ham is saying, guys, the hell are we doing? Go get Anthony Davis the ball. You got the Anthony Davis portion, but AD, we see AD do that whether LeBron's in the lineup, whether he's not in the lineup. That's just Anthony Davis. It was all the other guys that I had curiosity on. 6 guys in double figures is a beautiful stat line. 6 guys in double figures means there's multiple guys contributing, means the ball is moving, means you got multiple guys that probably feel good about themselves because they're all getting some looks. If it was a good team the Lakers play tonight, I don't know how much that changes, right? How much does that change? How much does their energy change? How much does their, hey, we have no margin for error, how much does that come into play? So I don't have an answer there. And we won't know until there's other games in the future where Bron's not playing and these guys got to step up. But I was more intrigued tonight because I wanted to see how these other guys would play with Bron not in the lineup. Austin Reeves came off the bench again. I'm going to write something down here because I want to go back to it. Austin Reeves came off the bench again, and he's still going to play 28 minutes, was 6 of 12 from the field, 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. Shot 50% from 3, shot 50% from the field, and hit all his free throws 4 for 4. That's Austin Reeves. So nice night from Austin Reeves, and he had some moments and some times where he can kind of do his thing, and he looked comfortable doing it. Put Austin Reeves to the side for a quick second because I think there's other players that you want to mention. Rui came in the starting lineup. Not a bad night for Rui. And like fans, one of the things I always try to look at is I really try to pay attention to. You can have stats, you can have points, you can have this. Are you efficient? Are you not? Are you taking bad shots? Are you taking good shots? Rui seems to be somebody that's never really forcing anything. Everything just kind of comes to him. He had 19 points. He had 5 rebounds. He had a couple steals and shot 6 of 10 from the field. Got to the free throw line, hit all his free throws. Okay, let's keep going here. Cam Reddish had the big night on Friday night. We were all praising Cam Reddish, hit 5 threes, hit the one in the corner. LeBron comes at, by the way, he was great on defense. He was all over the place. LeBron comes after the game and is talking about how for all those people that told me not to pass to Cam Reddish, you don't know basketball, this and that, I'm going to go right back to him. Bron was trying to make a point there that Cam Reddish should be a player that is we should have more confidence about. And I'm sure he's doing it because he wants Cam to have more confidence in himself. Cam Reddish played 38 minutes for the Lakers tonight, 18 points, 7 rebounds, 3 steals, and was 7 of 10 from the field. So 2 really, really good nights from Cam Reddish. Taurean Prince, I know sometimes that stat line's not going to jump out. He chipped in with 11 points. He shot over 50% from the field. So those are 5 guys right there that Anthony Davis put him in a league of his own. Austin Reeves, go ahead and put him in a league of his own because I think that's expected. But Rui coming into the starting lineup for Bron was nice. And then, like I said, Cam doing it again, Taurean chipping in where he can. And the only other player that I didn't mention is D'Lo. D'Lo has some moments where it looks good. He has some other moments where, offensively, I think he certainly struggled tonight. 5 of 14 from the field. He's the only one that was really inefficient from the field. Somebody that took 5 shots or more because Christian Wood was 1 for 4. Jackson Hayes was 1 for 4, but they only took a few shots. But D'Lo had 11 dimes tonight. So a lot of the buckets that he was getting, he was setting up Jackson Hayes for a nice dunk. He was getting Anthony Davis the ball at the right time. So he had some nice plays as well. And I'm not trying to sell Laker fans that, hey, this is the model that the Lakers have to have is watch this game, and this game is going to be the one that you look at and say, that's Lakers basketball. I'm certainly not trying to do that. But I think what I am trying to say is to not have LeBron in the game and to see so many different guys have an opportunity to raise their confidence, see what they can do when Bron's not there. Something that's really important to keep in mind too, just because Bron didn't play tonight, there needs to be a lot more games where Bron is playing, but they take him out and he's just trying to get a breather. And instead of the Lakers having a 6-point lead and now they're down by 3 by the time Bron comes back in, or they're down by 6 and now they're down 14 by the time Bron comes in, these guys all need to play understanding that there's going to be a lot of times where Bron will be sitting on the bench, or maybe Bron won't play, but I think more importantly, he's sitting on the bench because he's just trying to get a breather. They need the Hachimuras, the Reddish, the Torian Princes, the Christian Woods. They're going to need all these guys, and it was good, I think, for them to get some of that experience. So 6 guys in double figures for the Lake Show. All right. Got a lot of comments here that I got to get into. Okay, Mike says Cam Reddish turned into Kobe ever since LeBron said he believes in him. I will say this. LeBron really, really went out of his way to show his belief in what, Cam Reddish can do. And, you know what I mean? Like it is something that is important, I think, for guys like Cam Reddish to have that type of confidence. Okay, let's see what else we did. Cam Reddish, great hustle. There's actually the hustle play came at Torian Prince had a possession towards the end. I'm not sure who was that. Was it DeAndre Ayton that just watched the ball roll by and Torian Prince just went out and got it and got the 2? That was something he had to do. How is it possible that our team is worse than last year? Brian's looking at this game saying this is way too close for comfort. I don't blame you for saying that about this, but I don't think we can make a determination yet about this game. I think we need we need a much larger sample size in order to do that. David, I got you, brother. These W's in here, huh? These W's in here. These W's in here. It's not a bad idea. Get into the speed bag and then some jump rope. Heart attack out here. All right, let's see what we got here. Afro AD. Yes, purple and gold. Thank you for the super, brother. Okay, a couple more I want to read here, and I'm going to keep going. Thank you, Intel Wild. Thank you for the super, and thank you for your full blessings. Thank you, brother. Probably the best way to describe it. Ugly game, but I'm glad we won. That's probably the best way to literally describe it. Ugly game, but the Lakers won. Okay. Did that. So I want to get into this upcoming schedule for the Lakers because that is that's going to be critical here. It really is. Their schedule coming up here, and especially with the slow start. The slow start is 3-5, right? That's a slow start. And it's not that the world was going to end or is going to end, but you don't want to also dig yourself a hole. We all knew they had a tough schedule to start. So let me share my screen here real quick and go over part of their schedule. All right. Get the schedule here. Because Lakers are going to have some opportunities to feast here. over the course of the next couple of weeks. Okay, schedule right here. Okay, so take a look at this. Okay, we knew the schedule was going to be really tough to start. All right, you had Denver. Phoenix was supposed to be a really good team. They've got off to a slow start. Sacramento, we talked about. That's a game De'Aaron Fox got hurt in, but played the rest of the game. I don't think he's played since. Orlando, all of a sudden, is a good team. Clippers, we thought was going to be a good team. They've looked awful. Orlando again. Miami was in the NBA Finals last year. Houston, all of a sudden, is a good team against Phoenix, or again Phoenix, and then you got Portland. Okay, look at the schedule here. Portland is now 3-6. You got them again on Friday. Okay, at Portland. By the way, tough game. I could already think it in my head. They're going to need Braun for that one. Memphis is 2-8 on the season. Granted, one of those wins is against the Los Angeles Clippers. Maybe I tweeted out after the Clippers lost earlier today, Grizzlies Nation. Maybe I tweeted that out. Maybe I didn't. Who knows these days? You know, sometimes people can just hack into your account. You just don't know. But maybe I tweeted Grizzlies Nation. So they got Memphis coming up. They got 2 wins. Sacramento, if De'Aaron Fox is not there, that's a shell of a team. That's not the Sacramento Kings. They got to have De'Aaron Fox. Portland, again, I mentioned on Friday. Houston has got off to a great start, but you got to take care of business at home. Utah's got off to a really slow start. And then after that, you're going to start facing some good competition again. But the Lakers now find themselves in a position where they can win. They won these 2, let's say 3 versus Memphis. Sacramento should be 4, especially if De'Aaron Fox is not there. You got Portland after that. You should be winning on the road. That's 5. Okay, let's say you don't win all these, but that's 6, 7. These 7 games, including these 2 that you just had, can you grab 6 of 7? Even 5 of 7 doesn't seem like that's good enough just based on what some of this competition is, and you already banked 2 of them. You already got 2 of those games. I don't think that sounds like that's too much to ask for, but I definitely think that the Lakers find themselves in a position now where it's realistic to go try to get yourself 4 games above 500, something along those lines. I think after this game now, they're 5-5. Interesting that they're undefeated at home, but they only got 1 road win. Good teams win on the road, and that's something I think you got to keep an eye on with the Lakers, that they definitely got to do a much better job on the road. And, every team always has they're always up to play the Los Angeles Lakers, always, just because that's the franchise. I mean, the franchise is just one of those teams. It's the Yankees in baseball. It's Manchester United in soccer. It's the Cowboys in football. That's just, whether that team is good or not, other teams always get up to play that team. Well, on top of the Lakers being the Lakers, they're also good. They also got LeBron James, the most popular player in the sport. So every team always gets up for you. The fans want to come out, especially on those road games. But in order for this team, at least for me to say, hey, I think this team is churning a corner, you got to go get some wins on the road. Keep handling the business that you have. Obviously, you're going to have some home games here. The game against the Phoenix Suns, I thought, was a good example. I thought the Lakers did a good job of handling business on the road. And then all of a sudden, that comeback win, all of a sudden you had more faith in what they were doing. All right, let's keep going here. See what else we got here. Any update on Gabe Vincent and Vando? So I know Gabe Vincent is another week away from being reevaluated. So keep that one in mind. But Darvin Ham told us pregame today that Vanderbilt's going to get reevaluated tonight. So we should be finding out. I mean, hell, if you guys see anything on Twitter from, Trudell or something like that, you guys are going to have to keep me posted, because I'm trying to do a post-game show here. Al, you see Cam starting at the 2 with Reeves coming off the bench from now on. Okay, let me actually get your guys' thoughts real quick on this, on the starters here, because I did this exercise a little bit earlier today about, let's just pretend everyone is healthy for the Lakers. Everyone is healthy. What's your starters look like? What's your bench look like? And I'm just going to go with what I've seen so far. And I'm actually not going to put Cam Reddish in the starting lineup. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. And I think no matter what happens, it's going to be interesting to see it. Okay. LeBron, Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell. I think those are your three starters. And whether you want to see, the D'Lo factor, that doesn't guarantee him to close out a game, but I think those are going to be your three starters. So let me just use that. Those are your three starters. Let's put Taurean Prince in there, and let's put Jared Vanderbilt in there. Let's say that's your starting five. You want to switch somebody out, that's fine, but let's just say that's your starting five. So LeBron, Anthony Davis, Jared Vanderbilt, D'Lo, and Taurean Prince. Do you know what your bench is? Do you know what the five players you have coming off your bench if that's your starting five? You got Gabe Vincent, Austin Reeves, Cam Reddish, Rui Hachimura, and Christian Wood. Damn. That team is stacked. I know you're not going to have, it's not every day that you're going to have everybody available, but that team is stacked. So whatever they do with the starting lineup, I will tell you that there's a ton of guys that they can use, a ton of guys, obviously, that are available for them. And I just think that, when I was breaking that down a little bit earlier today, I'm saying to myself, I'm like, that's a freaking really, really good, that's a really, really good bench right there. No matter what ends up happening to the Lakers, that's a really, really good bench right there. I want some payback against the Rockets. Rockets are kind of balling. Let me look at here. What's the NBA standings right now? Take a quick look at the standings because they were going through some teams. Give them credit. Give credit where credit's due. The Rockets are playing some good ball. Rockets are 6-3. They've won 6 games in a row since starting 0-3. So you might want to play them. I don't know how crazy I am. Listen, playing them at home, Lakers, I'm sure, do want some payback. You know who else is balling right now? Minnesota is balling right now. They've won 6 games in a row as well. Warriors have lost 3 games in a row. A lot going on around the association, as they like to call it. All right, let's see what we got here. Look at my people here. Underdog Fantasy. Look at my people here. They're exclusive partner on this channel, which I'm very, very greatly appreciative of. I'm going to show you guys my picks in a little bit. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that, Temp. All right, let me see here. I'm coming off the benches making Reeves play like World Cup Reeves. Reeves was nice tonight. And listen, not like he was unbelievable, but he was nice. He was good. He was good. Attrition is a real thing in an NBA season. Absolutely it is. All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, let's do this. Let's do some quick roll call here. So if you want to just put in the chat where you're tuning in from, greatly appreciate you guys all being a part of the show. You could put the city, the state, the country that you're in, wherever it is. We do this after Laker wins, so feel free to put the roll call, or I'll do my best to give you a shout out wherever you're representing from. Lakers, I did mention there was a game earlier today, and it was at Crypto.com. It was the Clippers. I got to be honest, Laker fans. I'm going to look at some of these standings right here. The Clippers are 3-6 and have lost 5 games in a row. And it's not like the Lakers have been special, because they haven't. They've obviously had their fair share of issues. But Lakers are 5-5. And Lakers did not just go trade for James Harden a week ago and then lose 4 or 5 games in a row since he got there. That's a weird team. That is a weird, weird team. I think for me, I'm most impressed that Dallas is sitting where they are. Minnesota, I don't think is a complete shock. Minnesota's not a bad team. They had health issues when they were facing the Lakers in that playing game. Thunder, it's not a complete shock what they're doing. Sacramento is going to take time because they got to get healthy. Phoenix has got to get healthy. New Orleans has lost 5 in a row. I think it was CJ McCollum that got injured recently. So that one, I thought New Orleans would have a little bit of a bounce back year. But the team, to me, the Clippers at 3-6. The hell happens if in a couple of weeks they're just still struggling like this? Can you imagine that? all those players, all those personalities, and this is what they're getting for it. That's crazy. I mean, no complaints from me, but that's crazy. Okay, let's see what we got here. Which one did I lose? All right, let's do a little action right here. By the way, appreciate, man, it's a fun post-game show to do. I appreciate you guys taking the time and joining it. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe if you don't mind. Underdog Fantasy is the official partner here of the post-game show. These were my picks I had today. I had D'Angelo Russell to score lower than 19.5 points. He only had 11, so I got that one right. I had Jeremy Grant to score more than 25.5 points. Damn, it felt like Jeremy Grant was doing a lot more. But I had Jeremy Grant to score more than 25.5. He had 23 points, which means I did not win this one. You got to get both picks to get $30. So let me show you guys here real quick with my pick'ems. I do NBA because I love the NBA, and we all love the NBA. I go to pick'ems, I go to NBA, I go pregame, which basically means games for tomorrow now. Let's just do this because we haven't done any East Coast teams. Let's do Knicks and Celtics. Lakers don't play tomorrow. Jalen Brunson. Let's do a former Laker, Julius Randle. Basically, do we think Julius Randle is going to be higher or lower than 19.5 points? I'm going to go lower because it's at Boston, and obviously Boston's a good team, so I'll go lower there. Then I got to pick one on the other side for the Boston Celtics, and I could pick any of these. I could pick assists, rebounds. Do we want to do Tatum? Yeah, let's do Tatum. Tatum for 26.5 points. Knicks got a good defense. Let's go lower. So these are my picks for tomorrow. I got Randall. I got Jason Tatum. Basically, it's as simple as this. Put in the promo code ESPNLA, or I'm sorry, ESPNLA. HoopsLA. HoopsLA. I should actually put that up here to make this easier for everybody. HoopsLA right there. Put in the promo code HoopsLA, and that's how easy it is to play. And you get up to $100 deposit match. Let me submit my picks real quick. So I got my picks for tomorrow. So now it's kind of like, all right, I got something for tomorrow. And daily fantasy sports is not for everybody. So if it's not for you, it's all good. But I know there's a lot of people that play DFS, and that's a fun way to do it. Here's what they do here. You use that code, HoopsLA, they'll match your first deposit of up to $100. So download the app or just do it on your desktop, whatever it is. But if you download the app, use that promo code HoopsLA, and first deposit, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. Put $50 in, they'll match it. You'll have $100 in your account. Put $100 in, they'll match it. You have $200 in your account. So you could see it right there. You got to start winning some games. I lost recently. Come on, Slee. Got to do better out there. Got to do better out there. Okay. Let me get back to a lot of people everywhere here. See what we got here. Ernest, Alan, thank you for these post-game shows. I comment often, but I watch every video. Just want to let you know you're appreciated. Ernest, I appreciate that, brother. Thank you very much. You're appreciated as well, my friend. Thank you for the super, by the way. I know I've mentioned this before. If you throw a super, 100% going to read it. You don't have to throw a super, but I'm 100% going to read it. Ernest, thank you very much, and I appreciate that. Cam was on fire. Cam's been good. Laker fans, 2 straight games. Cam Reddish has looked excellent. Cam Reddish has been a really, really nice addition. You know what's funny? Media day, we got a chance to talk to him. I'm there, obviously doing my radio show. And very shy, very quiet guy, but was excited for the opportunity. Let's just put it that way. He hasn't lived up to the hype, the expectations. He's played for a few different teams. What a difference it can make when you find yourself in the right opportunity, or you have a coach that believes in you, whatever it is. There's a lot of reasons why that could propel you and kind of take your game to another level. Now, the key is going to be for him to do it on a consistent basis, and we'll see if that, obviously eventually. Time will tell whether he can do it on a consistent basis. Rockets got the better coach, too. Ime Udoka's really good coach. Really, really good coach. Okay, Rochester, New York. The Riverside, Koreatown, Santa Fe, New Mexico, Redondo Beach in the house. Taiwan, thank you very much for tuning in. Riverside, California, Melbourne, Australia, Temple City, Garden Grove, I think I said. Cal State, Fullerton in the house. Cal State, thank you for being a part of the show. Appreciate that. Fallbrook, California, San Diego County. I like how you made sure there that everybody knows it's San Diego County. Washington, D.C. I'll be in San Diego County, by the way, this upcoming weekend. All right, Little Italy, Colorado. Let's say Little Italy, Colorado. University of Newcastle, Australia. Always a part of the show. Sunrise, UPS, Columbus, Ohio. Thank you, brother. Thank you for being a part of the show. Diamond Bar in the house. Let's see what we got here. Las Vegas, home of the overpriced tacos, $21 for 3 tacos. Francis, thank you. Thank you for tuning in from out there. I went to a Mexican restaurant yesterday. I'm not going to, put them on blast, but I mean, how do people charge this much these days? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Tacos, what's going on? You made a margarita. Why am I taking a second mortgage out or opening up a HELOC, a line of credit? It's a freaking margarita. Why are we all charging this much? Singapore, thank you so much for being a part of the show. Stockholm, Sweden, shout out to you. Lakewood or Lake Arrowhead, California, Georgia in the house, Phoenix, Arizona, Santa Monica, New Zealand, Africa in the house. Thank you very much. New Africa in the house. Highland Park in the house. Okay. If I missed you, my apologies. Keep putting them on there. There's a lot of them. So to be honest with you, it's a little bit tough to get to all of them. Lake fans, any questions? You guys got any questions? Anything that I missed that you guys want to hit on? Anything specific that you guys want to chat about? Put it in the comments right now as I kind of start to wrap up the show here. Portland, Oregon, Philippines, Ontario, Canada, Hollywood in the house, King Taco in the house. Okay. So I would say this, and if there's some comments that are a specific topic, I'll hit on them. I'll say this, that was 2 games over the weekend. You had Friday, you had Sunday, you handled business, you won both games. The Phoenix Suns game, I didn't like that they dug themselves a hole, but they won that game. And basically for 3 quarters, they were in it. They battled and they found a way to make it happen. Tonight was not pretty, but without LeBron James, 6 guys scoring in double figures, you're tweaking with the starting lineup, it seems like every night, sometimes because you don't have a choice, other times because you just want to see, you want to make some changes because you're trying to find ways to just improve the overall play. Is a good weekend for the Lakers because you won those 2 games. But let me tell you what they got coming up for the rest of the week. You play Tuesday, you play Wednesday, you play Friday, you play Sunday. You got 4 games there. Grab 3 of those 4. And now put yourself in a spot where you're starting to feel good about your play. You're starting to feel good about your team. Hopefully LeBron doesn't have, anything that's lingering or anything with that shin injury that he's certainly nursing today. I think this next week is an important week for the Lakers. I really do. I really believe that. I think in those 4 games, if you go 2-2, it's like 2-2 against these teams. That means you're losing 2 bad teams, and I don't think anybody wants to see that. We've already seen, I think, very average basketball so far. But if you can take 3 or 4, I think you're putting yourself right back on track that hopefully over the next couple of weeks we could start watching Lakers basketball and say, you know what, that product's getting better. They look like they're getting more comfortable. It looks like things are starting to flow a little bit better. So let that be the goal this week. That's how I look at it. All right, Francis, I think I got to this one already. Vanderbilt's being reevaluated tonight. Might be happening right now. There might be some more information. Maybe they don't share it to us till tomorrow. And then Gabe Vincent will be reevaluated in about a week. All right. Underdog Fantasy. That's where you can play some daily fantasy sports. How can the Lakers sign Cam Reddish to a long-term contract? No need to, and to have 2 good games, nobody's going to get a long-term contract. This is something that you got to see how he plays throughout the entire year. But I love that people are. I love that people are even thinking about that, right? I love that people are even bringing that as a conversation, whether it's an appropriate conversation or not. Keep your boy Reddish happy and smiling. He looks great with confidence out there. You know, it's not talked about enough, I think, but I'll mention it. LeBron was very strategic with how he was trying to promote Cam Reddish after that last game, and I think that was smart of him. And that's something that Braun always does. He makes the right play, and he makes players around him better. I think a lot of people don't realize that was smart by Braun to go that far out of his way, because I think that will go a long way for Cam Reddish. Sky is falling for Clippers Nation. Let it fall. What are you going to do? Not everybody can win. Let it fall. That's right. Next game that we play will be with the new court. Listen, I'm okay with all this. Let them try new things. Maybe it works. Maybe it doesn't work. However, I'm just going to say this. That floor on Friday in Phoenix, that purple, I don't know what the hell was going on. I was getting a migraine during the game. Was I the only one, or was anybody else feeling that way? AD with a complete game today. That's what I like to see. More of that, please. AD's been pretty solid all season long. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think there's too much that we can really say about Anthony Davis. I think he's been phenomenal. I know that half that he had against the Denver Nuggets, and then he couldn't really play in that Miami game. But for the most part, I think the man has done – I think he's done a good job. But tonight, 30 and 13, 6 assists, 3 blocks. I did love, because LeBron was not out there were times where all these guys were like, okay, who's the best player on the floor? Oh, yeah, it's Anthony Davis. Give him the damn ball. And I felt like the Lakers did that better than they typically do when Bron is on the floor. A lot of times it's just give the ball to Bron. How did you become a Lakers fan way down in San Diego? Okay, I'll explain it to you. It actually doesn't take very long. I grew up very, very late to the Magic Johnson era. There's actually a lot of San Diego fans or San Diegans who are fans of Lakers basketball. And the brand is just, it's a big brand. They used to play one preseason game a year down at the the hell's the damn arena. Why am I forgetting the name of the arena? Jesus, the worst arena in the country. They used to play one preseason game a year down there, and Chick Hearn was my idol, and I would wait for Chick and Stu to finish doing their game so I can meet them, and that started at like freaking 10 years old. So NBA was my favorite sport. Loved Lakers basketball, and my era was actually Eddie Jones and Nick Van Exel and Sedale Threed and Eldon Campbell and all those guys. So, yeah, that's how that got started. Even our guy Stu Lance lives down there. Sports Arena. There you go. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I can't remember the Sports Arena. It's like a black eye to the city of San Diego that thing is still there. Just take that thing down. Get rid of it. I don't know. Put a Home Depot there if you want. Put anything there. Just take down the Sports Arena. Okay. That is all I got, Laker fans. I did not think we were going to have Sedale Threet on this chat today, but I appreciate you guys being a part of the show. It's a long show. We're going like 40 minutes, over 40 minutes. Love doing this. Love doing this on YouTube. I appreciate you guys taking the time. I'll get back in here Tuesday after the Lakers take on the Memphis Grizzlies. You guys have a good rest of your night. Final score tonight, Lakers over the Portland Trailblazers. 116 to 110. When you're home tonight, throw a couple jabs, get some uppercuts in there. Do what you got to do, Laker fans. Do what you got to do. All right, Laker fans. Have a great rest of your night. See you on Tuesday.